Hey, good morning, everybody, and it's Randy Weckerly with the lovely Miss Kira Untapped.
I sure am, and that's Randy Weckerly, as you said.
As I said.
You took my intro.
I didn't mean to step. I stepped on her intro. Anyway, welcome to another great feature today, coming to you from Florida, on the west side, coming from Tampa. We're going to be visiting a great distillery, live and in living color, and going to be learning all about Florida Cane Distillery. But before we do that, we want you all to look down here at the bottom and please leave a little note so we know where you're coming from.
And where you want us to go next.
Yep, our next adventure, Miss Kira and I are always ready to go and always untapped.
Untapped, yes.
Is that right?
Yes.
She's the queen of music across the nation, and have how many in?
I couldn't tell you, about 2,000.
Yeah, about 2,000.
I have a lot more that I have to enter, but
yeah, she is the queen, photographer for national musicians and bands, and been on the road for about 10 years.
Too many years.
Yeah, no, that's why I snatched her. I saved her. Anyway, Kira is one of the great associates we have here at the Distillery Channel, and hopefully today we're going to be talking to Jesse Tate from the Florida Cane Distillery. Going to be coming on. He has to get into his own iPhone
and on his own page.
And on his own page.
And he has to add a comment.
When he has to comment, we'll bring him on.
Yes.
And if not, we'll just sit and talk about what's going on in Florida.
Well, it is open for business.
We heard that. That's
yes.
what we're trying to do. It's the Links and Libations magazine, open for business.
Jesse's on.
Jesse,
woo-hoo!
You're going to bring him on here. It takes about 10 minutes. And
Jesse, are you on your laptop or your iPhone? We can't bring you on for some odd reason. I just wanted to see.
You got to be on your iPhone. And if you are, we can start over, Jesse. Not a problem. So it takes a little bit of this technology getting it switched around. You know, is the only thing.
As I'm about to sneeze.
Nah, I'll tell you what. I'll tell you what we're going to do. We're going to be back in a moment. God bless you, Miss Kira.
I told you, he's on his iPhone.
Hey, there you go. And we'll see you once again.
Oh, now we can bring it.
Sneeze. Hope you didn't, whatever she has, I hope you don't get, Jesse.
I'm sorry that I sneezed.
Here at the end of our season up here in Wisconsin, we're getting into hay fever season. We had about, did you hear about, hey, there he is.
Hey, Jesse.
Hey, guys. Sorry about that. That's I've done something.
No worries on that one.
You know what? Nobody else has either. This is technology that we figured out how to do. So, you know, you're on the cutting edge. We'll attach you to the mizzen mast on the top of one of your barrels, so not a problem. Anyway, I'm really glad to have you. Welcome. You're coming from what, Tampa area of Florida?
Yeah, Tampa area. Thank you for having me on. This is really exciting.
Yeah, it is for us too, because the distillery world, that's what got us started with the Distillery Channel way back when. Of course, we feature breweries and wineries, and we
distilleries.
Found well, he's a distiller.
I know. That's why
we're featuring him, Miss Kira. After 500 of these, I still got to leave notes. But no, not 500. No, the split screen technology is great for marketing. When we're done, we'll give you the link to it so you can put it right up on your own Facebook page. And everybody can see what great things are going on with Florida Cane Distillery. Anyway, what a great story that you have. You got a lot of great followers there. What took you to Tampa? And tell us the history of how you got started in the world.
And the name.
Well, Florida Cane Distillery.
I know, but
I'll answer the last question first.
Okay, that'd be great.
Because our signature line of vodkas and gins are produced from Florida sugarcane.
Is that right? Okay.
So, Florida cane.
There you go. There you go.
Don't worry, not a lot of people get that initially.
That's why I asked.
Initially.
That's why she asked. People don't realize that there is Florida cane produced, right?
Oh, there's millions of acres of Florida cane being produced right now. I mean, all you have to do is drive, well, about, I guess, 3 hours. So maybe not just drive, but drive about 3 hours into the heartland of the country, the Okeechobee area, places like that. And you'll see, I don't want to say rolling fields because this is Florida, but, you know, long, as far as the eye can see to the horizon, fields of sugarcane being grown.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, my brother who started me in this. I'd go to breakfast with him, and about 5-6 years ago, he'd say, you know, I think I'm going to get into the distilling business. So he built a very large distillery here in Wisconsin, and sort of grew from that, and then he sold his interest in it, and we're doing some other things now. But he loved it, got a great distillery up here, and it sort of got me. I said, hey, if you don't want to do that, I'm sort of having fun with this, So the distillery channel came about. So we visited about 500 over the past 2-3 years, and it's been a lot of fun.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
You got it.
Yeah. So anyway, the split screen really works well because you can tell your story. And in terms of,
he has to tell a story though.
I understand, Miss Kira. Don't let me ramble. We want to hear.
Stop
Well,
rambling.
Yeah.
Tell a story. I guess it was a dark and stormy night. Is that going to work?
That I've heard the beginning, middle, and end of that. And so you also have. How did you get started in distilling? Were you a small distiller, or you looked at it from a business standpoint? What was the genesis of that?
Well, for Lee and Pat, the owners of the distillery, their story is a little bit different from my own. Mine could take you about 2 sentences to tell. I'll tell you Lee and Pat's first, and if we have time, I'll let you know my peculiar entry into the. But Lee and Pat were actually, they're not from around here. They're not from Tampa. They're both upstate New York transplants. But for Lee in college, he was in his dorm. He was that weird guy at the end of the hall brewing beer in his dorm. Of course, smells coming from it, of course, right?
Right.
But at a certain point, I'm not much of a beer guy myself, but he got a little bored with it. Like, what's the next step? Lee has always been very much a tinkerer, innovator, things like that. So he decided to tinker to the next step. What is the next step from making beer? Well, it's distilling it.
Yeah.
So he started producing vodka in his dorm as well. Once he got to college, he moved the whole rig down here with him. He was very surprised to learn that garages are a great place to make vodka. Not gonna lie.
Yeah.
Great way to get vapors too. So he started making vodka, started bringing it to hockey practice, and that's actually where he met Pat O'Brien, our other co-founder. And Pat was kind of the one who said to himself, well, hey, this is kind of innovative. The craft spirits industry, the craft beer industry by itself is booming right now. Why not for vodka? Why not for liquor in general? And I guess he was right. So they kind of pooled their money. They started off in a very small storage unit outside of town, grew the business slowly, but now we find ourselves in a pretty nice section of town. It's called Ybor City, it's the historical district of Tampa. It's where all the stars are.
I love that place.
District.
I love that area.
Thank you. This is wonderful. Not a lot of people like Ybor sometimes, all right?
I used to live in Orlando, so I've been there quite a couple times.
Oh, very nice, very nice. Well, we're now located in Ybor City. We're right there on the corner next to a trolley stop. So we have a huge tasting room. You can see the whole operation through the windows right there. It's a great location to be in.
Awesome.
That's
I
great.
was looking at your website. There was something that happened to one of your co-founders, how he accidentally poisoned himself. I'm really curious about that story.
We're going to talk about embarrassing stories on here. Okay, this is fun. This is good.
I saw it and I was really intrigued. I'm like,
Now, I asked her about this. I said, this is an interesting story, but maybe we should get it offline. But, go ahead.
Well, I think any home distiller will tell you that maybe not poisoning is part of the game, but everyone's had a small run-in with some of the nastier chemicals being produced during the distillation. So, yes, Lee did in fact poison himself once. At the hospital really, really quickly. Very, I'm going to say cursory visit, but I do always wonder, what did he say to the doctor about how he got poisoned? I don't think Lee's watching right now, so I'm not sure. He's going to text me in a second. But what did he say to the doctor about where he got trace amounts of methanol in his system from?
Yeah. Well, story to unfold later in another chapter. What I was very interested in, our company, my original company and company I have right now is still called Live Eco Style, and it talks about clean living and organic, production of food and farm to table and all that. And I was looking at your one page, it talks about organic colander and cucumber and juniper and Florida grown tangerines. What do we do with all those?
Well, that's what we use for the flavorings for our various spirits. So our gin right now only has those 4 botanicals that you just listed right there. So it has juniper, coriander, cucumber, and then the tangerine zest as our only gin ingredients. Very simple one, a little more citrus forward since this is Florida, obviously. But we're trying to find local ingredients for all of our products. Just bring as much from Florida as we possibly can. Because when you look at the state, there's no reason why not. We're growing all the sugar cane here. We have all these great produce available to us, so why wouldn't we focus on Florida products with our own spirits?
Yeah, and that's why we began this Florida Open for Business. We're going to be coming down to the PGA show because our magazine's called Links and Libations, Golfers Golf. Then they sip, and then they travel in the winter. So, we're opening up for the snowbirds to know where to go golf and then where to go have a sip or two. And
well, that's excellent.
Yeah, I've played quite a bit of golf in the Tampa area. In fact, one of our partners lives there, and he is, I'm sure, going to be making you a visit when he rotates back down here in another 30 days. He's in Upper Wisconsin right now, so he's give a lot of So it's a lot of fun for us, and I would imagine that through the year you do get a few golfers that come in and have a sip or two after a round, and that they do drink. It's weird how that happens.
Oh, our co-owner, Pat O'Brien, is quite the golfer himself.
Yeah.
I never took to it quite much. I was once called the worst golfer in Scotland at the time. That's another story. But yes, we do get quite a few golfers rolling through. I mean, yes, golfers and alcohol do go very well together, though.
Yeah, they end up in the 19th hole, without question. I love the Sunshine Moonshine. An unaged whiskey. So tell us about that. It's whiskey is okay. Our favorite type of whiskey is bourbon. So you go ahead and fill in the details on that one.
Well, the Moonshine for us is a blend of our two core products. It's our corn whiskey blended with our neutral cane spirit. Great, just a blended whiskey of sorts. All along with that, and then we flavor it with some pretty wild flavors, and it's very popular here. It's in the tasting room especially. We have big, brightly colored bottles. Wish I had Actually, I do have a bottle somewhere around here.
If they go to cane-vodka.com, you'll find these big, beautiful bottles that I'm looking at right now. Beautiful.
There you go. They're 109 proof spirit. They're the strongest spirit we carry at Florida Cane. I believe one of the stronger moonshines available in the state of Florida as well, unless you're buying it off the roadside from a guy with overalls and
selling a free box of steaks out of the back of the truck. I've seen that, But anyway, some of the ingredients, I love the name: sunrise, high noon, sunset, midnight. So midnight, blackberry, blueberry, and star of, is it anise? Anise, yeah.
That's that licorice flavor. You might be familiar with it from like Uzos, Rockies, Jaegers, things like that.
Very cool. Well, one other. Go ahead, Kara.
I saw that you guys do a distilling school. How long has that been going on, and how often do you guys do that?
We are on our 5th class right now for the distilling school. It's a 3-day class in the evenings, usually, just like 3 consecutive Wednesdays or 3 consecutive Saturday mornings, things like that. So we're in the 5th class right now. We basically teach all the students the fundamentals of making their own whiskey, theoretically. Obviously, distilling is illegal. So we go over the fermentation, we do a stripping run with them, and then the final class is a full bourbon run on our 50-gallon pot still. And each of the students takes home a small 1-liter barrel and about 2, sometimes even 3 liters of white whiskey that they have produced in-house over the course of the class.
Well, that's got to be exciting. So you're producing your own competitors. I like that. That's a good thing.
Exactly. And every time they have a good idea, I write it down. And every time they have a bad idea, I really encourage them to follow through with it. So we have our insurance policy in place.
Yeah. Well, we're very, worked well with Phil up in St. Augustine Distillery. And
good folks. They're real good folks.
Yeah. And for over the past 2-3 years, gotten to know him very, very well, and he's done well with his tours. And I see that you're doing tasting and tours also. Are those scheduled on a regular basis?
They are. On Thursdays and Fridays, we do them at 6:30 in the evening. On Saturday and Sunday, we do them at 2 and 4 o'clock.
Oh, very cool.
Of course, their tastings are always available at any time that we're open.
Are you the only place in Florida that has a distilling school?
I want to say yes.
Well,
I've looked around a little bit. There's a few over on the West Coast, and I did my own education at Siebel up in Chicago. But in terms of being in Florida, I believe we're the only one right now.
Yeah. Well, that is very exciting. I'm sure you have a lot of follow-up, and it's pretty interesting for you on that. And teaching always makes you, teaching always makes the teacher better. So, keep your...
Assuredly.
Yeah. Are you one of the teachers then?
I am. I started off just helping Lee. I was basically running the back while he was teaching up front, just making sure the stills didn't explode or anything like that. And then this most recent class, I took over the full-time teaching role.
Oh, very cool. And you also have a lot of different places that people can, are you basically just in Florida, distributing in Florida, or outside of the state yet?
Right now, you can find us in most stores across the state of Florida. ABC, Total Wine, Walmart Liquor just picked us up for statewide distribution. Disney is one of our bigger clients right now, as are Busch Gardens and SeaWorld. And if you go to our website, there is a list of online retailers that do carry us and will ship to any location, more or less, across the United States.
Well, we're trying to complete our new studio here, so we'll, we need some background, swag and such. So we're happy to. I'm a gin drinker, just so you know. And
I'm a gin.
I'm a vodka drinker.
Yeah,
So.
Gin is a good thing. Anyway, it looks really exciting. Do you have any events that you have, or is it just tastings, or do you have any different?
We are preparing for the release of our rum coming up in September.
Nice.
We'll have 3 rums: a silver rum, a pineapple rum, and a golden rum, if you will. That'll be released the last weekend in September. I'm very proud to debut that alongside the wooden still that we produced it on.
Wow.
I believe it's a wooden still outside of South America right now. It's a very old-fashioned. We took a whiskey barrel, and Lee's been tinkering with it for months now at this point. So it's been a very exciting process to have a wooden still that's either going to produce some great tasting rum or just leave a scorched crater outside the sidewalk.
We like that. That's going to be fun. Well, we're going to be down.
Story either way.
Yeah, it's going to be down. We're going to be down in January going to the PGA show. And then we're going to be starting a show that you might be interested in. Sometime in the first year. It's called what is that called?
The Happy Hour Golf Show with famous people.
Yeah.
I like it. It's bold and it's right to the point.
Yeah. Well, we have a teacher instructor in the world of golf who's been all over the world. He's very iconic. He's had a big position in teaching golf. He's from Bonita Springs, and he knows the famous people. He's hit a golf ball off over the pyramids in Egypt at the behest of leadership. But he's been all over. He's a great guy. He knows the famous people. But it's not about golf. It's about getting to know people, having a drink, having a barbecue as the sun goes down. So, we'll give you a shout when we're going to be doing those shows and coming on down. Our Links Libations magazine is looking to support. Remember, people, Florida is open for business. A lot of fun, golfing, spas, places to eat, sleep. And at the Florida Cane Distillery, you can go meet this wonderful human being that's working in
Jesse
Tate.
Yeah, don't worry, I forgot your name already too. Don't worry.
No, it's not that. It's what she does is she picks on me.
I do not pick on you.
She does.
I keep you on the straight and narrow.
She does. Yeah, she does.
There you go.
Anyway,
I'll better do it.
Yeah, Jesse Tate with Florida Cane Distillery. We'll be sending you the links on your website. Be sure to go down there when you're a golfer.
Golfers golf and then they sip.
Yeah, they do. Golfers golf, then they sip. So it sounds good. Thanks, Jesse. Great job. We'll look forward to talking to you soon.
Take care.
Bye, Jesse. Cheers.
Bye-bye.